Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Bagwindi DIY Auto. One of my subscribers asked me to upload a video on how to remove and reinstall a spare tire on a Chrysler Town and Country. So here I go. Okay guys, the priority is safety, and the first thing I'll be doing here is put some gloves on, and then I'm going to raise the vehicle. But before I raise the vehicle, I usually block the rear wheels just in case the vehicle falls off the jack. At least it doesn't roll back. So I go ahead and install some blocks on the passenger rear wheels. And then I'm going to place the jack in place where it's going to be set right in the frame. So let's show you how I do that. Okay, I'm going to place the jack in place here, and these hooks right here, the frame of the vehicle is going to be set right in these two hooks right here on the jack. So slide it under and go ahead and turn it. Until the frame of the vehicle sits in the two hooks on the jack, and then start the process of raising the vehicle. Now this is the jack handle that comes with the jack set, but I will be using a socket and a speed handle just to speed up the process. So usually you would use the handle here and turn the jack screw until the vehicle reaches at a height where it is necessary for you to work underneath it. And then the next step I will be doing is place the jack stands to support the vehicle just in case the vehicle falls off the jack. At least I have the jack stands to support it. Okay, this is the jack stand I will be using here to support the vehicle once I reach a certain height. So let's start jacking the vehicle. Now this is a very slow process, so I'm going to use the socket, extension, and the speed handle to speed up the process. Place the jack stand right under the frame of the vehicle. Now the jack is in place and the jack stand is in place. Now I can go ahead and begin the process of lowering the spare. Okay guys, I have a previous video out there that I went through the whole process, from the safety process to removing the cap from inside of the vehicle, and where I attached the point to unreel the cable that attached to the spare tire, which is on the center forward side of the vehicle. And so if you have not seen that video, I would advise you to go ahead and see that video, and the link for that video will be in the description box. Okay guys, now the tire has lowered to the ground. I can now pull it out from underneath the vehicles. Okay guys, so in order to remove the tire from the cable assembly, you turn it up like that. And there are two wings right here, this one here and the other one here. You would bring them up, one up, just like that, and slide the whole assembly right out. These two wings right here, guys, you just compress them in and slide them right out of the hold on the spare tire right here, and then you remove the spare tire from the case. And that's how you remove the spare tire from the case. So in order to reinstall your spare tire, you would put it back into the case. And this assembly right here, to reinstall your assembly back into the tire, you would compress these two wings right here and then slide it right into, just like that. And then the wings spread because they are spring loaded. See, they are spring loaded. So you would compress these two wings, slide it out, just like that. And that's how you remove it from the cable assembly. In order to put it back, just go ahead, compress these two wings here, and slide them in, just like that. And then they spread. And then you just like that. And then you go ahead and recoil the cable back up into the usual location where it came from. Okay guys, so now you have your spare tire off the cable assembly. Now if any one of your wheels are flat, you needed to use your spare tire temporarily until you get to the garage or someplace to get it all fixed, let me show you how to install it on the vehicle. So here we go. So now you have your vehicle on jack and the jack stand supported. I'm going to go higher because now I have to raise the vehicle at a very high height to get access to get the wheel off the ground. So before I do that, guys, I'm going to make sure I set my emergency brakes. I did not do that before, but I'm going to set my emergency brakes and make sure that the right wheel is actually blocked with forward and aft. I got two blocks and forward and aft of the right side because I'm going to raise the left side. Okay, so first let me go ahead and set the emergency brakes. Okay, the next step, I'm going to loosen up the lugs for whatever wheel I'm going to be taking off. So here is the lug wrench, and let's get into that. Okay guys, it's very important to have one of these guys, because one of your this one here, you put too much stress on your body to loosen up the lugs. You can get this kind of lug wrench at AutoZone or O'Reilly's. It's very useful, or Amazon, you know, your choice. So before you raise the wheel off the ground, make sure you loosen up the lugs, because once it's off the ground, it's going to be a little erratic to loosen up the lugs. It's very good to loosen the lugs before you start raising the vehicle. Okay guys, this is just a demonstration just to show you how you would actually use your spare tire just in case you had a flat. Okay, so now I have safety in place. My emergency brakes has set. My tire, rear tire, is blocked. My jack is in place, and I have my jack stand here. Once I raise the vehicle, I would actually use this to support the vehicle just in case your jack fails. Okay, so let's get into that. Okay guys, so this is your jack handle that you use to operate the jack to raise your vehicle, but it's such a very slow process. I'm going to be using the speed handle here, which is actually speed up the process. So Okay guys, you can see the wheels here is off the ground. And let me show you here, get close up where I show you where the point of where the jack is placed. It's the jack right here at this point here, which is the right here. This is where the two hooks, this point here sits into the two hooks on the jack. So whenever you place your jack, make sure that the jack sits right at these edges right here. And that's the same point where you would place your jack support. Okay, so you would place your jack right at the support edge right here and leave it just there, just in case the jack falls off. Just in case the vehicle falls off jack, it will always support by your jack stand right here. Okay, so now you let the vehicle just enough to barely support your vehicle along with the jack. Just in case the vehicle falls off the jack, at least you will have a secondary support here. So now the wheel is off the ground. You can go ahead and finally remove all 5 lugs. Okay, so let's say this is a flat tire and you want to go ahead and temporarily install your spare tire. So you remove your wheel from the vehicle, and if you're on the highway, you would put it in your trunk, and then you would take your spare from the case and you would temporarily install it to the vehicle just like that. Okay, so now I installed the spare tire to the vehicle. I would go ahead now and install all 5 lugs. Okay guys, and like I said, this is a very good 4-way wrench, lug wrench right here guys. It's good to keep it in your vehicle. In addition to that, as I said in my previous video, that once a year you should go ahead and check your spare tire. You don't want to be on the highway, get a flat, and then you went and got your spare tire and found out later that it also flat. That wouldn't be a good scene for you there. So it's a good practice every year, especially if you go out of town, to make sure that you check your spare, just to make sure it's always in good condition. So now I install the spare tire to the vehicle. This is how you would remove it from underneath the bottom of the vehicles and install it for whatever tire is flat on your vehicles. So that's how you do it guys. So let's remove it back, and let's say now your tire is fixed and you backed and ready to reinstall your new tire or the original tire. And this is how you would remove the spare. You would go ahead again and loosen up these lugs. Okay, remove the spare tire, then you would put it back into the case. Then you would take your cable assembly, you would compress these two wings here, raise the tire up, slide it in, and these two wings here are spring loaded, and then you will let it down, and then you will just go ahead and recoil the cables. It goes right back in place. So this is how you would actually change your spare in case you had a flat. Okay guys, so I'm going to reinstall the original wheel. Whenever you're torquing your lugs, guys, make sure you torque it crisscross, just to make sure that the wheel sits flush when it's finally installed. So like this way, that way, like that. Okay. And you torque it just the way to keep the wheels flat on the surface. Then you can go around and double check, make sure that they are all torqued. Okay. So now I reinstalled the original wheel. I can go ahead now and reinstall my spare tire. So if you want to see how the spare tire is reinstalled, I do have a video out there, guys. You can go ahead and see that video and see the reinstallation of the spare tire. Okay guys, if you want to see the full details of how I reinstall the spare tire, I do have a previous video out there, guys, so the link will be in the description. Okay, thank you again for watching. Thank you again to support this channel, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks again. Goodbye.